We're going to check and take a look at some video from Billy Griffin. And this as the storm was moving into Sweetwater. And this tape just came in from Billy.
Billy's on Getter. Sound Billy. Sound Billy.
You see
Billy, go ahead.
Pretty significant tornado. Some homes, unfortunately, were damaged there in the Sweetwater vicinity. A gas plant was hit. You'll see us actually come to the intersection. There's the church, and we're coming up on the intersection of, I believe that's Highway 6 or 132, 152 that goes out west of Sweetwater. We're going north. Looking off to the north, there's significant damage there in Sweetwater. You can see power lines down, structural damage. We continued on north, and unfortunately we saw some vehicles that had been tossed, Gary, probably 40 to 50 yards off of the highway into the field there to the left. The tornado maxed out. Basically, the RFD occluded the first tornado, and it actually took a left north-northwest turn. The wall cloud regenerated to the east, and a new wedge formed, and we followed that for probably another 10 miles as it approached Arnett. So quite an eventful evening. Unfortunately, we did hear reports of some injuries, and we did observe quite a bit of structural damage in the Sweetwater area. Back to you.
Billy, powerful video, and we're watching it. I guess you're going north at that particular point. See the highway,
yes, sir.
The tornado just to your north there, and just tremendous video. Great positioning on your part. I congratulate you. You've done a fantastic job. So we're still watching the tornado, cone-shaped tornado. And this is the one that went into the Sweetwater area. Billy, if you want to throw in anything here, feel free to. Rotation on this storm, was unbelievable. It formed in Texas, and it was a big tornado. Came across Interstate 40, just west of the border.
Yeah, I'm still here.
So, Billy, if you got anything to add, don't hesitate to throw it in. We're just still watching this video, and it's absolutely terrific.
Thank you, Gary. Always glad to help out, and my thoughts and prayers are with the people of Sweetwater in that vicinity.
Yeah. Did you see? Were anybody in those cars that were tossed off the highway?
A frightening thing, and we always have horror stories to say. My wife, it's funny. She actually, I'm trying to drive and be safe. She noticed a shoe in the middle of the road. We stopped and looked, and fortunately, thank heavens, there was no one in that vehicle that we observed. But there were other vehicles that we saw. Fortunately, there were fire and rescue units already on the scene, so we stayed out of the way there and just kept busy with tracking this tornado.
Okay. Now, were you with it when it came into Oklahoma, southwest of Sweetwater there?
Yes, we basically intercepted that close to Texola, followed that. It put down a kind of an elephant trunk. The wall cloud, this was a cyclic cell, obviously, as you could see on your radar as you were reporting. And then when the wall cloud finally wrapped up, it was a monster multi-vortex that then eventually evolved into this wedge or this cone you see here. Pretty significant stovepipe, probably an eighth of a mile to one time perhaps maybe a quarter mile wide. And again, this one occluded. It dissipated. Another wedge formed later, but our daylight hours kind of faded on that. We did manage to get some video. I'll try to get that back to the studio later for you, but it's amazing. This tornado kept going in a north path, and thankfully, as much damage that was done, thankfully, it did stay out over mostly rural area.
Hey, Billy. Now, you're moving north?
Yes, sir. I'm north, and I apologize. I don't remember that road, but it's the highway directly north out of Sweetwater. Again, I just don't remember the road. I'll have to go back and check the GPS, but there you can see some damage. And there was the car. And if I could actually back that video up, you could see that, but you guys may be able to do that. I can do that here in the truck. But there was a car that was flipped in the ditch as we drove by. And you see the stovepipe, it just continues to... It was just an intense vortex for quite a while.
Do you have any idea how long it was on the ground, Billy?
Gary, I'm going to say this tornado in itself lasted a good 30 minutes.
Oh.
From the time it touched down till it roped out, and then another wedge went on until we basically, generally I kind of bail out once nightfall hits due to the safety concerns that I have. So we wanted to, get video on back to News 9.
Wow. So at this time you're moving north on the highway, and tornado looks like, as you were saying, just continuing to move to the north.
It paralleled that highway for the longest time. You can see there it actually hit another structure. There were no vehicles. There's one in front of me, and basically fortunately, they were heeding the warnings of News 9 Weather Center. They were listening to you guys give reports. I could hear it on the air. Fortunately, there was no traffic. It was basically myself and the unit you see in front of me. No other cars at that time were on the road, thankfully.
What speed was that tornado making down the road?
I'm going to say 30 to 40. It took some keeping up with. As you can see, I tried to stay north of the RFD and within the hook where it's
keep them here. Hold on just a second.
Generally safe, at least as safe as you can, as long as you know what you're doing with these things. Kind of
up this intersection,
close, but
around the intersection here.
Video cut off there. Okay,
there's a security precaution. Have some lights.
Yeah, we had a tough time trying to stay out of the RFD, and there you can see some more basically vegetation there. But
if you got 3 of them.
Yeah. Billy, were you with it when it came across I-40? I saw some video on that. We may have lost Billy there.